The sprawling Harper estate buzzes with excitement as guests arrive for Lila and Noah's 12th birthday party. The grand mansion, usually cold and imposing, is transformed into a spectacle of color. Streamers twist around the banisters, balloons bob against the high ceilings, and a towering three-tiered cake dominates the dining table, its frosting gleaming under the chandelier's glow. Lila, the more outgoing of the twins, darts through the crowd, her laughter bright and infectious. She wears a charm bracelet that jingles with every movement, a gift from their father last Christmas. Noah lingers near the edges, quieter but observant, his sharp eyes catching details others miss. The way the magician's sleeves hide something bulky, the strange tension in their mother's smile when a particular guest arrives. Among the well-wishers, an elderly woman in a faded violet dress stands out. She isn't on the guest list, yet she moves through the party with unsettling familiarity. When she presents the twins with an antique pocket watch, its face cracked, its hands frozen, Noah frowns. "It's broken," he says. The woman's lips curl. "Oh, it works," she murmurs, "just not the way you think." Lila, ever curious, tucks it into her pocket, dismissing the odd exchange as the woman melts back into the crowd. Beneath the celebration's cheer, unease hums. The parents exchange hushed words near the staircase. The caterers whisper about how the mansion's west wing, usually locked, was briefly open earlier. And as the party reaches its peak, just before the cake is cut, just before the game of hide-and-seek begins, Noah catches Lila's arm. "Did you see that?" he whispers, nodding toward the greenhouse. A shadow flickers past its fogged glass, but the music swells, someone calls their names, and the moment is lost in the whirl of festivities. The party reaches its peak as the last of the afternoon sunlight slants through the greenhouse glass, casting distorted shadows across the manicured lawn. The children shriek with laughter as the game of hide-and-seek begins, their voices blending into the hum of cicadas from the surrounding woods. Lila and Noah exchange a glance, one of those silent twin communications, before darting off in opposite directions, swallowed by the chaos of the party. No one notices at first. Not when Lila slips past the magician's table, her red ribbon coming loose from her hair as she disappears behind the hedges. Not when Noah lingers near the greenhouse door, hesitating just a second too long before stepping inside. The adults are too busy clinking glasses, too absorbed in their own conversations to pay attention. Only Mia, the twins' younger cousin, sees something strange. A flicker of movement near the greenhouse, a figure too tall to be Noah, standing just inside the fogged glass. But when she tugs her mother's sleeve and points, the figure is gone. Then, the first real sign, something is wrong. A scream. Not loud, not dramatic, just a sharp, startled cry that cuts off abruptly. It comes from the direction of the greenhouse, but by the time guests turn their heads, there's nothing. No movement, no sound, just the eerie stillness of the glass doors swaying slightly, as if someone had passed through them in a hurry. Panic sets in slowly, like cold water seeping into shoes. The parents call for the twins, their voices growing sharper with each unanswered shout. The magician's smile falters. The music stops. The game of hide-and-seek becomes a real search, but no one finds them. Not in the greenhouse, not in the garden maze, not in any of the mansion's many hiding spots. The only clues left behind, Lila's red ribbon caught on the rusty hinge of the greenhouse door, and Noah's favorite marble rolling to a stop at the edge of the hidden cellar entrance, a place no one was supposed to know about. And then, the whispers begin. Did you see them leave? Were they taken? But the truth is worse. They vanished without a trace, as if the earth itself had swallowed them whole. The party balloons still bob cheerfully in the breeze, the cake sits untouched, and somewhere, the antique pocket watch ticks softly in the dark. The first police cruiser arrives just as twilight stains the Harper estate in shades of violet and gray. The party decorations now seem garish under the flashing red and blue lights, twisted balloons, half-eaten cake, abandoned party favors scattered like clues no one knows how to read. The guests huddle in hushed clusters, their earlier laughter replaced by uneasy murmurs. Parents clutch their children tighter, as if the twins' disappearance might be contagious. Detective Rebecca Voss moves through the scene with quiet efficiency, her sharp eyes cataloging every detail. The scuff marks near the greenhouse door, the way the gravel is disturbed near the tree line, the faint but unmistakable scent of ozone lingering near the cellar entrance. She picks up the antique pocket watch from where it was found, still ticking backward, and feels the weight of it in her palm like a bad omen. Upstairs, Noah's bedroom offers its own secrets. His notebook lies open on the desk, filled with sketches of strange symbols and a single, hastily scribbled line. They said we were special. We had to go. The words send a chill down Rebecca's spine. Beneath the mattress, she finds a newspaper clipping about another set of missing twins from 3 states over, their faces circled in red ink. Meanwhile, the parents are fracturing under the strain. Mrs. Harper's composure cracks like thin ice, her voice breaking as she insists, "They wouldn't just leave." Not like this. Mr. Harper, usually so commanding, stares blankly at the family portrait on the wall, as if hoping the painted versions of Lila and Noah might blink and offer answers. Outside, the search dogs lose the trail at the edge of the woods, their barks turning confused. The only thing they find is a single footprint, too large to belong to either twin, pressed deep into the mud near the old garden shed. By midnight, the mansion is swarming with investigators, but the air hums with the unspoken truth. This isn't a typical missing persons case. The clues don't add up. The way the twins seem to evaporate into the gathering dark. The Harper mansion feels different in the harsh light of morning, less like a home and more like a crime scene. The remnants of the birthday party have been swept aside, replaced by evidence markers and the low murmur of detectives comparing notes. Detective Voss stands in the foyer, staring at the family portrait that now seems to hold more secrets than smiles. Upstairs, the twins' rooms yield their first real breakthrough. Inside Lila's jewelry box, hidden beneath a false bottom, lies a folded map of the estate, with a section of the greenhouse circled repeatedly in red ink. The edges are worn, as if she'd studied it often. Noah's desk drawer sticks when Voss tries to open it, until she jostles it just right, revealing a hidden compartment. Inside rests a small, leather-bound journal filled with entries that make her blood run cold. They're watching us. Not just Mom and Dad, the others, the ones who come at night. The words are scribbled in Noah's tight handwriting, pages and pages of paranoid observations about strange lights near the greenhouse, unfamiliar voices in the West Wing, and recurring dreams of the woman with no face. The most disturbing entry is dated the day before the party. Lila says we have to pretend everything's normal, but after the birthday, we run. Downstairs, the parents' carefully constructed facade begins to crumble under Voss's questioning. Mrs. Harper's hands tremble around her teacup as she admits, We never told them they were adopted." The revelation lands like a thunderclap. Mr. Harper paces like a caged animal before confessing the twins' biological mother had been part of some cult before her death, a detail they'd buried along with the rest of their past. The real breakthrough comes when the forensic team discovers anomalies in the greenhouse flooring. Beneath layers of dirt and broken flower pots, they find a hidden latch. The trap door groans open to reveal a tunnel so old the stone steps are worn smooth in the center. The air that rises is damp and carries a faint metallic tang that makes Voss's nose wrinkle. Etched into the tunnel wall is the same symbol that appeared in Noah's journal, a circle with twin serpents entwined, matching the design on the pocket watch's interior. As Voss shines her flashlight down the passage, the beam catches something glinting on the steps. 2 strands of hair, one dark brown like Noah's, one golden like Lila's, tied together with a red thread. The parents turn ashen. "That's not possible," Mr. Harper whispers. "This tunnel was sealed decades ago." But the evidence doesn't lie. Someone, or something, has been using these hidden passages, and the twins knew about them. As Voss steps into the tunnel's mouth, her flashlight flickers unnervingly. Somewhere in the darkness below, a pocket watch ticks. Detective Voss's flashlight flickers as she stumbles out of the tunnel's mouth, her clothes smeared with decades of dust and something darker, something that might be blood. The revelation weighs heavy in her chest as she bursts into the Harper's study, where the parents sit huddled like guilty children. Before she can speak, Mr. Harper's face collapses. He knows she's seen what they tried so desperately to bury. The truth comes in fractured confessions. The Harpers were never just adoptive parents. They were cult-born twins themselves, stolen as infants from the very covenant that now took Lila and Noah. Their entire lives had been built on borrowed time, a fragile illusion of normalcy constructed to hide from the brotherhood that believed twin souls could open doors to other worlds. "We thought we could protect them," Mrs. Harper whispers, her fingers clutching at the family portrait where the twins' smiles now seem like accusations. Voss slams the pocket watch on the table. Its glass is shattered now, revealing intricate carvings of celestial patterns beneath the face. "What does the crimson hour mean?" she demands. The Harpers exchange a terrified glance. Midnight on the twins' 13th birthday, tomorrow night, when some alignment of stars would create a bridge the Covenant had been waiting for. The pocket watch wasn't just a tracker, it was a countdown, and the underground chamber Voss found, not a hideout. A ritual site, one of many scattered across the country, all built on ley lines where the veil between worlds was said to be thin. A sudden crash from the hallway makes them all jump. Mia, the cousin everyone dismissed, stands pale-faced in the doorway, clutching Noah's journal. I think I know where they are," she stammers. Flipping to a dog-eared page, she shows them Noah's sketch of a constellation, the same one now glowing faintly on the pocket watch's exposed gears. He kept dreaming about this, called it the twin door. Voss's phone rings. The forensic team has made a sickening discovery: the hair in the tunnel, not the twins. Dozens of different children's, all tied with red string. The Covenant hadn't just been watching Lila and Noah, they'd been collecting. As rain begins to pound against the windows, Voss realizes the awful calculus. The Harpers' desperate flight had made their twins special. Not just any pair, but the chosen ones born of cult blood yet raised outside it. The perfect keys to whatever door the Covenant wanted to unlock. And the pocket watch's hands, now visibly quivering, suggest that door was already beginning to open. Somewhere beyond the storm, a starless patch of sky waits, and beneath it, 2 children stand at a threshold no one else can see. The storm rages like a living thing as Detective Voss speeds down the abandoned highway, the Harper's frantic directions ringing in her ears. The windshield wipers can barely keep up with the torrential downpour, each swipe revealing glimpses of the twisted back road leading to Starfall Point, the isolated observatory marked in Noah's journal. Lightning fractures the sky, illuminating the decrepit building perched on the cliff's edge, its domed roof like a skeletal hand reaching toward the heavens. Inside, the air hums with unnatural energy. Candles flicker in a perfect circle, their wax pooling into the twin serpent symbol etched into the floor. At the center stand Lila and Noah, their eyes glassy and distant, dressed in ceremonial robes that are too old, too ornate to belong to this century. Their mouths move in unison, whispering words that aren't quite English, syllables that make Voss's teeth ache. Sister Ligeia's corpse lies at their feet, her throat slit in a grotesque smile, not a suicide, but a sacrifice. The other cult members kneel in reverence, their chants rising to a fever pitch as the pocket watch, now levitating between the twins, shatters into 1,000 shimmering fragments. Voss shouts their names, but the twins don't react. Above them, the observatory dome creaks open despite the broken machinery, revealing a patch of sky where the storm stills unnaturally. Stars rearrange themselves into the constellation from Noah's drawings, a door-shaped pattern that pulses with crimson light. Then, the screaming starts, not from the twins, but from the cult members as their bodies begin to contort, their skin splitting like overripe fruit as something pushes from within. The Harpers arrive just in time to see the first transformation complete, a thing with too many joints and eyes like polished obsidian unfurling from a human husk. Lila turns her head, just slightly, just enough for Voss to see the terror beneath the trance. Noah's hand twitches toward his sister as the crimson starlight pours down upon them, and in that final second before the light consumes everything, his journal's last entry, hidden beneath a floorboard in his room, flashes through Voss's mind. If you're reading this, we're already gone. But look for us where the sky bleeds. The observatory explodes in a column of light. When the after-image fades, the twins are gone. The cult members are gone. Only the pocket watch's broken gears remain, embedded in the wooden floor like shrapnel, still ticking. And on the horizon, where the storm meets the sea, a second moon rises. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for more. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. See you in the next one. Bye for now.